A tip that I would like to offer you is, like on a weekend, when you're doing your laundry, if you have scrub brushes or bottle brushes, or which I use the bottle brush for scrubbing my mugs that I put my coffee in with the lids on them, the insulated cups. I like to soak the brushes, and that actual jar is what, it's just a mason jar that holds those brushes, and I keep all of these brushes and the bottle brush in here in the laundry room to wash them up, because I wash them by hand. And I like to just put my cleaning rag that stays in here in the laundry rag, just draped over the faucet here, that I use to wash the dishes that I bring in here to wash, like the larger pots and pans and things that I wash by hand. So that's just a little tip. In very hot water, I use just a capful of the bleach, and I'll let that soak 30 minutes or so. And another tip, I don't rinse them off. I lay a towel out right here and I let them air dry. So I let the bleach water air dry on them instead of wiping the bleach water off to completely disinfect them. So if you want to disinfect your scrub brushes and your scrubbing rag, this one, the bleach does not discolor the rag, but there are rags that the bleach will definitely discolor. So use caution there. So that's just a tip from Lisa's Cottage. And here is the after. Once they've sat in my hot water and my cap full of bleach solution, I just let them air dry like that. Just leave them out on the towel. And actually they'll probably just sit out like that until I'm done with the day with my cleaning. And I went ahead and scrubbed the jar that I keep them in. And then that jar sits right there in that corner. So while I'm waiting on the last two loads, and while these two are empty, I am just going to use, I just pretty much use whatever solution I want to. Sometimes I put bleach in the bottom and run hot water up to the point of where the holes are, because if you run it past that, it's just gonna run out through the hose. So I'm going to use the Greenworks, the Clorox Greenworks, and I'm going to spray both of them down, and I'm gonna let it sit, and then I'll turn them upside down, let them drip dry, and then I'm sure I'll just have to dry out the rest of where the areas didn't get a chance to drip dry, and then I'll put them back up. And I do this about once a month, clean out the laundry baskets, because as you know, the ones with the towels can get quite stinky. And I'm going to spray them and let them sit. And I'll also, about once a month, not just run the hot water down the drain, I will pour a little bit of bleach down that drain, and I will pour a little bit of bleach down the sinks. And then what I do when I run, I mean just probably less than a capful, or maybe a capful of bleach. When I pour that down there, I will pull the stopper, and then I will just turn the water on like this with the stopper full, and then I'll let about that much water run, and I'll turn it off, and then I will let that bleach sit down in the pipe there, but yet I want water inside the sink, so when I open the stopper back up, it will flow down in there. But the biggest reason I do this is so if there were any bleach sitting on the chrome stopper there, so it doesn't just color it or do any damage to it. So I would not want straight bleach just sitting on top of the drain stopper thing there. So that's what I do to keep that from happening. And then when I feel like it's done, I'll just let it out and let the water run through it. And I might even turn it on until it gets hot to continue to flush it down. Then I'll turn it back off, and it's good. Okay, so I have that sprayed down. I don't know if you can see it. I've got it sprayed down. You can see how it gets dirty down in the bottom, you know, from the clothes. So I'm gonna let that solution sit in there while I continue downstairs with my web work, which is cleaning the guest bathroom. So that would be my tip. Maybe once a month, clean your laundry baskets or laundry bins out, because they get dirty too. It's just a tip from Lisa, from Lisa's Cottage, how to maintain your clean home. So I went ahead and sprayed the tops too of both of the hampers here, and I went ahead and sprayed the sides and the fronts of the hampers, you know, the outside of the hampers. So I went ahead and did that too. During the warm months like spring and summer, or even if it's a warm fall day, today's rainy and cloudy and sticky out there, I will take these outside and I will do these using the hose pipe, and that makes it really easy. And then they can just drip dry upside down and dry by the sun. But when it's a day like today, you put them in a shower and that works just as good. So here's what it looks like once they have soaked and I have rinsed them out. Now they're drip drying, and I'm gonna wait for that to happen, and then they will go back to their place. That's the 2 laundry hampers. Clean, 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 clean. Bada boom, bada boom, bada bing. Okay, see those paper towels there on the thrown by the toilet there on the floor? Those are the paper towels that I used on the mirror. So when I'm done cleaning the mirror with them, I just throw them on the floor, because that's what I clean the toilet with. The ones that are not used yet are the ones that was just on the end of the roll, and I went ahead and took them off so I could use those also on the toilet or around the floor of the toilet before I sweep and vacuum. I mean, before I vacuum with my battery operated vacuum and mop. So that's how I clean my toilets without using a washcloth or any kind of cloth. So I can just throw them away once. The top of the tank, the lid, the handle, the complete tank, the seat, the lid, the seat, under the seat. I do every bit of the toilet that you can possibly think of, and I do it all with the paper towels, except inside of the bowl. I do not put my hands inside of the bowl, and I've already scrubbed that with my scrub brush and my toilet bowl cleaner. Another tip, I keep my garbage under my kitchen sink, and when I change my garbage bag, I'll put my fresh bag in, and then I keep room sprays. It's those 3 right there in that blue tin, that blue teeny tiny little tin bucket. I keep them in there, and I just put like spray 2 or 3 sprays into the garbage can, and then I'll put my garbage can back in there, and it smells good under my sink, and it stays. So that's just a tip that I'll share that my mother taught me. If you have a garbage can and the bag seems to always slip down inside of the garbage can when garbage is being put into it, and then you have to dig down there and pull your bag back out and try to pull it back around your garbage can. My mom used to use, it just actually looked like a oversized ponytail band, but it had, you know, cloth around it. So a bungee I think would work real good, a small bungee, or whatever size your garbage can is. You can look at bungees and put a bungee cord around it and hook it together, and you put it around your garbage can over the garbage bag to keep from the trash bag from slipping into the garbage can. So if you have an issue with your garbage bags falling down to your cans or your trash pails, maybe that's something you can try. So tip number, I'm not sure. I will insert it here. I'm going to try to make this like a 5 tip of the week. Lisa's 5 tips from Lisa's Cottage. Tip number, insert here. If you have a front loader, and if you can, leave your door cracked open after you're through with your clothes so it can dry out real good. When I do get done with a load, do you see me? I told you. I look crazy on wet work days. I have a load to go. When you're done washing, dry your door off, dry around the drum, and if you can, dry inside of the drum. I don't always dry inside of the drum, but I do always dry the door off and around the around the washer here. I don't pull and tug on this lip though, because I don't want to mess up the seal in any way. And that way it continues to dry out throughout the day or the evening. And I've not had any issues with the smelly drum. And I feel like that's because I let it stay open probably about that far. I just make sure that this door can close easily, and you can see it can. So I leave it open that much, and if you're able to leave it open all the way, that would work even better. So there's another tip. Now to mop these. I learned this tip that I'm fixing to share with you, and I personally would not use it on brass, nickel, or anything but this shiny chrome. I don't mind using it on it. And I learned this tip many years ago, probably back in my mid-20s, late 20s. They take rubbing alcohol after they've cleaned their shower and after they've, disinfected their faucet and their handles. They take rubbing alcohol on a rag or a cotton ball, or maybe the cotton face wipes, and they get the rag or the cotton ball or the face wipe damp with rubbing alcohol, and they rub it over these fixtures here, and it leaves an awesome shine. This is before. It's not that dirty, but I'm going to go ahead and put the rubbing alcohol on it and see if it made a difference. So you can see after I have wiped it with rubbing alcohol. So actually that is my after, and I can see a difference. Even though it wasn't dirty before, I went ahead and I just used tissues, Kleenexes, and just wiped all around it, and you just let it dry on its own. And that's what I used, the 91%. So this is going to be a series that I'm going to do for the month of November and December. And I think we're going to call it something like 10 tidbits of tips Monday. So we'll do the 10 tips every Monday for the month of November and December, preparing our home for house guests, gatherings for the holidays, and maybe some home maintenance that needs to be done that we can do on the weekend as we prepare for the holidays. So now we're just waiting for our kettle to whistle. So tip number 10 is when you're making your tea or your coffee or your oatmeal, that's what I use this for, is to make my tea and to heat my water for my oatmeal. And you can do this once a week in all your sinks, but we're going to be doing the laundry sink today. And I filled the kettle here instead of just using what I had left over from my oatmeal. I went ahead and filled the kettle and heated it up till it whistled. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take the kettle and we're going to pour that hot water. So we're going to take that hot water from the kettle and we're just going to pour that hot water down the sink. I'm trying to do this stuff, fogging up the lens. Woo. So we're just going to pour the complete, we're going to empty the kettle out and pour it down the sink. And that will help keep the pipes cleaned out as well. There's tip number 10 for our first week in our series for the month of November and December that we're going to call 10 tidbits of tips Monday. And you can do this in all your sinks, but I'm just going to do it here in the laundry room. And just in case, if you don't have a tea kettle, you can always use one of your measuring cups. either a 1 cup or a 2 cup or a 4 cup. This is a 4 cup, and it serves the same purpose. Just put it in the microwave until it reaches the boiling point, and you just pour it down the sink, so you don't have to have a tea kettle. And there you have it. Just help it. The hot water is just to help keep things broke up and flushed out.